Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, let's start. So the purpose of this video or tarot reading is to give a message to Aquarius, a message that was meant to find you in some way, shape, or form. So let's get straight into it. So we have this huge multifaceted spread here for you. And I'm just going to zoom in to whatever cards I'm talking about so that you can see a little more in detail the images. So yeah, let's get right into it. So overall, Aquarius, I'm seeing that the general vibe here is I see in the very future, like the distant future, probably after this whole COVID situation is over. You can ignore that if you stumbled upon this video after COVID. But right now, COVID is going on. So for your Aquariuses that are watching right now, in the time of COVID, just know that in the future, there's going to be some travel here with the World card. It's going to be some significant travel to a place that maybe you've always wanted to go to, but you never quite got around going there. I'm even getting like somewhere in Europe. For some of you, it's going to be Paris, because literally look, Paris, the Eiffel Tower. For others of you, it's going to be somewhere that's similar to Paris, or whatever Paris symbolizes, like romance, city of lights, a place probably that's famous for arts or culture or something like that. A place that, with this card, I'm getting like mysterious, like a seductive, dreamy kind of place, with the moon card here in conjunction with the Eiffel Tower. I'm also seeing that in the recent past, you've kind of been shying away from romantic relationships, romantic partnerships for some reason. It's like you've been doing the work, really just working on yourself here, with the Four of Pentacles. I'm getting some energy that maybe you dated an earth sign in the past. But it wasn't, to me, it doesn't seem like it quite went the way that you wanted to, or maybe this was, if you're in a current partnership, for others of you, maybe a long time ago in your past, there was an earth sign that you kind of moved on from. And I think that was for the best, to be honest, because this is in your past. And then moving forward, yeah, we have this travel, or you're going to meet somebody who I think really likes to travel. And this is going to be the vibe. Those of you who are already in a partnership or relationship, I think you're going to reawaken something in your dynamic. There's going to be more romance, more mystery, and more like seductive kind of energy. It's like a spark, or just adding more chemistry. Maybe you're going to have more like mystery between each other, kind of like the beginning. For those of you Aquariuses who are single, you're going to be meeting somebody new with that kind of vibe between the two of you. And I'm also seeing with this card that you're going to be meeting someone who, once again, has that sort of mysterious energy, and you can ignore this if you're already in a partnership, or a fulfilling partnership. But for those of you who are single or looking or what have you, somebody's going to be coming into your life who is going to feel like healing, or it's going to feel like this person is helping you heal, or like just being with them is a very sort of like healing experience. Even at the same time, on the other spectrum, they are sort of this dark, mysterious kind of energy, not in a bad way, not in a negative way, but it's kind of like seductive, mysterious, and that's kind of like the romantic energy that you have going on between you two coming up. But I also see on the other side of the spectrum, like it's gonna feel like healing, like you are recovering from maybe a past romantic situation, or dynamic that just wasn't satisfying, and it really took a lot of energy from you. It might have been quite draining, with that earth sign once again in your past. And here I'm seeing that there's a high likelihood that you will meet this person through some kind of professional event. This could be virtual given the times of COVID. However, it's going to be an energy of like creative projects, like a professional networking kind of energy, like some kind of professional environment. And this could be virtual once again. So I would watch out for that. And it looks like you're going to have multiple options here. And it's going to feel, but it's not going to feel necessarily like welcomed at first. Like you're going to feel like there's too much going on. Like I feel like I have too much on my plate to really be putting all my energies into like all these different cups or baskets. Like there's just too much going on, and it's fine to kind of slow down when that happens. I think it's going to be good for you to take it one step at a time. Don't rush into anything. And once again, I can't stress enough to take your time and really take time to even if you have a gazillion things on your plate and still trying to make time for your love life or your romantic partner or dating new people. It's always important to practice self-care and to really slow down, take it one step at a time if you need to. And I also see that for this person that I mentioned earlier, this person who's mysterious and then is going to have this healing energy. They're going to exude like a healing energy towards you. I'm seeing that in their past, they kind of have, just to be honest, they kind of have like this history of commitment issues, as shown with this card. It's kind of a mixture of, I would say, commitment issues, moving too fast, almost like a serial monogamist, or maybe just they've never really been in a serious relationship because they tend to rush through, they rush. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here with the Eight of Wands. And I think that even if things do move fast with you, Aquarius, and this person, it really does appear that this is going to be different. This is going to be more like a healing energy, kind of like a whirlwind romance. And also there's that element of mystery. And I really do see, Aquarius, that you're both going to really enjoy traveling, and just you have like a big picture view of the world. And I think that's something that you have in common. So that's really awesome. And so let's look over here first. I'm trying to decide how to navigate. I mean, this spread is huge. So we have abundance, love, and communication. So yeah, it looks like you're entering this phase of abundance coming up somehow. I think in your professional life, or maybe you're meeting a lot of new connections that can help support your professional sort of network, professional connections, or maybe even, virtually as well, given the times. However, you are entering, or maybe I think it has already started. You are sort of in this period of abundance, prosperity. I think things are going well at your job or picking up. You're going to have more projects or more responsibilities thrown your way. If you are currently unemployed, I think there's going to be a new opportunity coming your way that's going to be very, very lucrative. And those of you who also have like creative hobbies or like side hustle, side projects, that's also going to be opening up to a whole new level. And then here we have love. So once again, the whole center of this spread, this main spread, I'm seeing, this new love relationship, or if you're already, in a partnership that's fulfilling, I'm seeing that you're going to be sparking something new here once again. An air of mystery, seduction, like that kind of thing. And it's going to be good. It's going to add some spice for those of you who are already partnered. And then communication. So I'm seeing this really important need for communication, and I also see that may be how you will ultimately bond together, is through communication. Or maybe you enjoy like witty banter, or like sending each other funny text messages, or I feel like communication is going to be a big part of this dynamic, and it's going to be something that really bonds you close together, and might even be like a interesting form of like foreplay, like romantically, or just like, just like romantic sort of like, oh, okay, let's have some witty banter, as like a warm up, until, you bond closer together, in some way. And then here we have the Queen of Self-Discovery. So this is a gender neutral reading. This is a genderless reading, so you can ignore the gender. However, the important thing here is self-discovery. So I'm really seeing here, for you Aquariuses who are watching this, this is going to be a time where you almost like discover a part of yourself that you've never quite known in the past. And I really highly recommend looking up your entire birth chart, even if your sun sign, or for those of you who are watching with Aquarius in your moon, or rising, or maybe even Venus or Mars, I recommend going back to your whole birth chart, or your natal chart. There are natal chart calculators online. They're free, but I highly recommend looking through that and then sort of researching, like what's your, sun, moon, rising, Mars sign, Venus sign, and especially looking up your black moon Lilith as well, because that's kind of the part of us that is within us, within our subconscious, that I'm not going to say we don't allow ourselves to see that part of us, but it's definitely like the mysterious part of us that's kind of lurking underneath the ego and sort of everything on the surface. I think it really helps you to sort of figure out, like, who am I, really, like, what's my alter ego, basically, like, lurking underneath the surface. When you peel away all the onions of societal expectations, ego, like, what's under there? And you're really going to be connecting with that part of yourself. So I really do recommend looking at your birth chart once again, researching what it means, looking through all your planetary placements, and also your black moon Lilith, just to figure out what is my alter ego, and maybe even, bond with your alter ego, become friends with it, and ultimately just become closer to that part of yourself that may be untapped, or you haven't quite even realized these things about yourself, or that they could even be a part of you. I mean, it's like this whole new side that you never even knew about yourself, that you are going to be really bonding with, and once again becoming more familiar with. So let's look over here. So the last section of this reading, so we have here rich girl. So once again, yeah, I really see overall this period that's coming up in conjunction with all these other things that I mentioned previously, you're going to be, to put it really like bluntly and frankly, because I know that you as an Aquarius, that's what you appreciate, like straight talk, I'm seeing that you're gonna be climbing up the social ladder. This may not even be like in a social way, this could just be like financially as well, but overall, in a broad sort of way, it's going to be a socioeconomic sort of like you're moving up that ladder in some way. And I'm seeing that reflected in multiple areas of your life. Once again, like I mentioned previously, there's going to be all these things going on. But I really do highly recommend, once again, looking up your black moon Lilith sign. And this is widely available online. It's free. You just have to put your birth information in, and then it'll tell you. But I think this is really going to help move things along and sort of, yeah, once again, get in touch with that untapped like energy or alter ego part of yourself that is going to help you achieve this. Because who doesn't want to move up, socioeconomically, why not? Is that so bad? I don't think so. So here we have some more symbolisms here, or symbology. So we have bereavement, pleasant letter, his thoughts, military person, good lady, and then we have hope, big water. So these are actually Kipper cards. They're a little different from tarot or oracle, but I'm going to explain here what this could possibly mean. So this is my interpretation of these this Kipper spread. So I'm seeing here that you're going to be, once again, kind of like in the what I mentioned previously, you're going to be moving on, like in full. Like, this isn't just going to be like a little sort of transition. You're going to be having this big transition in your life where you almost kind of, I'm not getting an image of like cutting ties. I'm almost just getting an image of you sort of like, if there's like a knot or like a bow or something, like you're undoing that bow, and then you're somehow, it's like you're letting go in that way of like like your past, like even the way that you used to see yourself. You're going to be letting go of something, yeah, in that sort of realm. And I really do recommend, once again, tapping into your Black Moon Lilith. And I think that may really have something to do with it. I think honestly you're going to be transitioning into a phase where you are more accepting of your alter ego, quote unquote alter ego. You feel less shame over the things that maybe you secretly desire, that you've always kind of felt like, oh, I shouldn't, want those things, or maybe I shouldn't allow myself to go there. Well, with this card, I really do see that you are going to be letting go of the shame, whatever it is, societal, expectations, whatever they may be, in order to connect more in touch with your, I'm not going to say dark side, but your alter ego, like the side of you that you always kind of felt like shame over or guilt over, or whatever it is. Like, you're going to be letting go of that, those kind of negative sort of perspectives about this other side of yourself that is untapped and that you haven't quite ever really gotten to bond with yet, but you will in the future. And then here we have pleasant letters. So there's going to be some positive news coming your way in regards to this transition that's going to really speed up this transition. So expect some kind of positive news. This could be like in a professional setting. This could be like from like distant friends or family that you haven't seen in a while. This could even be like in the form of like either a promotion or some kind of announcement that's going to come towards you, and it's going to be positive, and it's going to really help you transition into this other untapped part of yourself in a way that is pretty fast here. And then we have his thoughts and military person. So like I mentioned earlier, this sort of mysterious person that's going to be coming your way, or for those of you who are already partnered, I think your partner may be kind of the type that, I'm not going to go as far to say they have some control issues, but they do, or this person coming your way, they are kind of really into self-discipline. I think that's the way to put it, is that they're really into self-discipline. They are quite ambitious, but yes, mainly they are self-disciplined, and they really value maybe like routine or something like that in their life. And that's going to be another aspect of their personality besides all these other things that I mentioned previously. And as for their astrological placements, I'm honestly getting, with all these sort of personality traits that I've sussed out from this spread, I'm getting they're probably going to be a double astrological sign. So any astrological sign with two animals pictured next to each other, or two entities, such as like Pisces, Gemini, or Libra. Like Pisces has the two fish, Gemini has the two twins, and then Libra has the scales with the two sides. So I think this person, either your partner or this new person coming in, is going to either be Pisces, Gemini, or Libra, or they will have one of those placements that's going to be quite significant in their astrological chart. It's going to play a big role in their personality. And then here we also have Good Lady and Hope Big Water. So this is a gender neutral reading. So once again, you can ignore the gender. However, once again, I'm seeing with this Good Lady, or good person, I should say, since this is gender neutral, once again, you're going to be moving into this place where it's like it's not only like the way that you perceive yourself, but the way that others perceive yourself, or that you are perceived by the world, that's going to be elevated significantly in a way that you've never quite experienced before. Like I mentioned earlier, with this overall sort of feeling of like socioeconomic leveling up, or just, it may not even be socioeconomic, but it's like this feeling of like just moving up in the world in some way, whether that's financially, or just spiritually, or maybe even just socially, or yeah, like overall, like socioeconomically, or something. Like something is going to be moving up in multiple areas of your life. So that's really great. That's really positive. And so, yeah, even more, just putting the cherry on the cake, we have Hope Big Water. So, yeah, it's like you're going to be connecting with this new part of yourself that you've just never really quite allowed yourself to bond with in the past, or maybe you just haven't had a chance to really see that part of yourself yet. But you're going to be able to finally see that part of yourself, and you're going to be able to see not just yourself or the people around you or what have you, but you're going to be able to see the world in a way that's bigger, more hopeful, and ultimately different. Not different in a bad way. It may actually feel uncomfortable at first because you're not used to it, but you will be seeing the world in a way that you've never quite seen before. And this is due to, once again, all of these things happening in multiple areas of your life, where something inside of you is being elevated in a way that you've never quite felt or experienced before. So, and as they say out there, a lot of astrologers, and oftentimes they are Aquarian or Aquariuses, they have mentioned that the age of Aquarius has already began. So this may have something to do with it, Aquarius. Just saying. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again, Aquarius, that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me, and the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So I hope this was insightful and helpful, and at least entertaining. Bye.